But I will never forget is that before I left on that journey, I rewinded the tape of my life and I said, wow, what did those doctors tell me? I'd never be able to walk again. And so many other things, but I'd never be able to father my own children. Being able to father my own children is more important to me than walking again. I decided to get tested before the second journey around the world. And the doctors told me I had a 2% chance of fathering my own children. And he said, the longer that you're in a wheelchair, the more those numbers are going to go down. I'm like they can get any worse, thanks. So I launched this second journey, 26 countries in 1 year, and I'll never forget the last thing I did on this journey. I'm at a seminar in Hawaii. 2,000 people are at this seminar, and one night it's announced that we're going to do a fire walk. All of a sudden, my mind got a hold of that and said, fire, you can't walk on fire. Then a little demonstration over to the side. I'm like, ooh, let's see how hot this fire is. I put my hand down by it. I'm like, these are burning hot coals. How are we going to walk? I can't walk. I'm the only one at this entire seminar who can't walk. I can't do this. That's what my mind had told me. But I trained myself to go from here to here. My heart right away stepped in and said, find a way. Find a way. Moments later, I'm in front of the director of this entire seminar. I said, I know that I can't walk along these coals using my feet, but I'm going to use my hands. You see, with my hands and my arms, I'm going to transfer out of my wheelchair onto the ground. I'm going to flip over onto my stomach. I want you to grab my legs like a wheelbarrow race, and we're going to go over these hot coals. He looked at me at first like I was crazy, but he also said, Scott, I believe in you. Let's do it. After a night's worth of training that I went through with all the other participants in terms of this whole mind over matter, which I like to say heart over mind over matter, he pulled me aside and he said, Scott, there's going to be a burning hot path, 40 feet long. Whatever you want in life is waiting for you on the other end. Whatever you want in life is waiting for you on the other end. Folks, I closed my eyes the first time. Whatever you want in life, you got to see it inside you first. It's the first time in my life I really did a visualization. I closed my eyes and I saw myself, and I could see it today crystal clear like it was that day. I don't know how many years ago now. I saw myself walking along the beach, holding my wife's hand with one hand and holding a child's hand with the other hand. Folks, you could have put broken glass down in front of me. There was nothing that was going to stop me. I got down on the ground, flipped over. He grabbed my legs. I said, let's go. And I felt some heat on my hands, and I felt a little bit on my face. But there was something more important that was waiting for me. And I got done with that. And another moment in my life where I said, if this is possible, anything is possible. Just to let you know, 19 of all those other people walked along the coals that night. We all had to sign waivers. But 19 of those people got burned because they were all told not to look down at the coals. For me, my face was right in it. I didn't have a choice. But all these other people were told not to look down because your mind gets a hold of it. Ooh, burning hot coals, I'm going to get burned. And they got burned. They jumped off. Not bad burns, but enough to the point where I think the message is they didn't have the experience. They lost focus on their goal, and they missed out on the opportunity. So, folks, just to fast forward this tape a little bit more, about 2.5 weeks later, I had just been retested, back home, done with my journey. Go into a room. There are 3 doctors sitting at a table, all of them with their arms crossed. The doctor in the middle says to me, what have you been doing? And I said, why? And he said, you now have a 55% chance of fathering your own children. This does not happen. You've defied years of research. You've defied logic. What have you been doing? Now with a great big smile on my face, I'm tapping myself in the middle of my chest. And I said, there's something that's unquantifiable, something that cannot be measured. And that's the power of belief. And it doesn't exist within some of us. It exists within all of us. I said, thank you. I got to go now. To make a long story just a little bit longer, waiting for me at home tonight, but I think I'm going to miss bedtime, is a 6-year-old little girl and a 3.5-year-old little boy. My flesh and blood.